Hi, and welcome to KG Law. I'm Kelly Rickle Green, the owner and founder of KG Law, located here in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I'm here to answer your questions on any type of case that we handle. Obviously, there's certain cases I don't handle. Can't do it all. So we're not right now. We're focused on divorces and child custody issues. So one of the questions we always get asked here is, do I have to go to court? The answer is, in a divorce action, yes. Yes, you will. You will have to go at least once when we put what's called the proofs on the record. And that's the day that the judge will finalize your divorce. So if everything's agreed upon after we initiate the action and the other party is served, you'll have at least one day set that's called either a pro-con or a status conference. They're basically the same. It's two names for the same thing. At that point, most of my courts do not require you as a client to be there. Just the lawyers go in. We kind of give it a brief summary to the judge, like, hey, we're working things out. These are the issues that are still pending. We probably will need a referral for mediation. Or, yeah, we don't think mediation is going to work. We're just going to have to go straight to a trial. Again, clients generally aren't usually there for that. However, when we finalize the divorce, obviously if there's a trial or mediation, you will need to be there. Mediation is generally not in a courtroom. A trial would be. If we reach an agreement on all the issues, or we have a judge's order determining the answer to those issues, you'll have what's called a judgment of divorce. The judgment of divorce here in Michigan, we then have to put what's called the proofs on the record. It's a series of standardized questions that either your lawyer will ask you, so I would ask my client, or the judge will ask them. Oftentimes, it just depends on the judge. Some of my judges like to ask questions, and I'm not going to take that away from them. So they'll ask things like, have you lived in the state of Michigan for 180 days prior to the date of filing? The answer has to be yes. The court cannot take jurisdiction if you have lived here less than 180 days. I believe that's right around the 6-month mark. Have you lived in the same county that you have filed, or has your spouse lived in that county for 10 days prior to your filing? There has to be yes. Otherwise, again, my judge cannot hear the case. They lack what's called jurisdiction over the matter. You'll be asked if this is a full and accurate picture of all of your agreements or what the judge has answered. The answer should be yes. If you are female, they will ask you if you are pregnant. That is a statutory question. My judges don't ask it because they're nosy. They don't ask it to be rude. It's a statutory question. I understand that can be a very difficult question for some people, but it has to be asked, because if there is a child that is unborn in a divorce action, then there's other steps that have to be taken in order to establish parentage, who the father is, all of those sorts of things. They'll ask, when was service made? So when did the opposing side find out about this matter, and how? Were they served in person? Were they served by mail? Those are different deadlines for answering. And there's a few other questions that they'll ask you. Certainly if you are unrepresented, the judge will ask those questions. All of those are statutory questions. They don't get a choice in whether or not they ask them, and you don't get a choice in whether or not you answer them or not. But your lawyer should prep you on those questions. They're fairly easy. And there's times where that is literally the only time you will go to court regarding your divorce. And then the judge signs it. As soon as it's signed and filed with the clerk in that district, your divorce is finalized. I tell my client, you have to wait 48 hours before you go and get remarried. The ink has got to be dry, folks. And so that's how we settle that here in Michigan. So yes, you will have to go to court at least one time in a divorce action, potentially more. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them below, and we'll try and answer them all.